Hi, my name is Del Agricula. I'm here at the Pro Ridge Hana. I'm a diveaholic. I've been diving for about 3 years now, or seriously diving for 3 years. And last year I got to represent Hawaii in the 2002 Nationals in Carmel. I enjoy diving because now we don't have to stand in line to get into the clubs. We just give the bouncers some fish and they let us in. And sometimes we get some free beers too. Today I'm using my Yoko OG 48-inch enclosed track rear handle gun. This is my favorite gun. And I'm using a 9/32 shaft. They're good for shooting uhus. They don't bend as easy as some of the other shafts. Here I'm picking up a rock, trying to bring in some fish by scratching on the reef. I see the uhus in the background, but sometimes it's not good to just shoot. You should try and wait it out for a little while. Maybe something better comes in. And there's the Wanakali. He's gonna get it. Sometimes you just want to wait and try and get a good shot off onto the fish. And now I'm gonna dispatch this fish with my body coolie to keep down his vibration so the tax collectors don't come around. And when you dive, sometimes you want to check under the ledges. Sometimes there's luas or kumus hiding under there. I didn't see that Munu pass by. Sometimes by scratching the rock you can bring the fish back, get a second chance. And this is how you stone a fish. always good to pay attention to your surroundings. And here the Milu came in. I was trying to call him in, but he started swimming off. And then I tried to grunt louder to bring him back in, and he came right back. I got my second shot. And now we're off to the clubs.
Okay, hi, I'm Tyler Nishioka. I've been diving for 4.5 years now. I learned spearfishing from Brad and his cousin Lance. They both introduced me into the water to teach me how to spear some fish, to teach me what kind of fish were good to eat and whatnot. Maybe about a few months after that, I met Reed. He taught me how to hunt fish during the day using a spear gun, using techniques, skills, tactics, and safety and all those things combined to shoot and land more harder to shoot fishes using a spear gun. From that, we taught each other how to become better and whatnot. And right about now, I feel like I'm in a pinnacle where I enjoy to share my knowledge, teach newer people how to dive. Hopefully they can learn a little bit from me, and hopefully I can learn a little bit from them. My knowledge will never stop as far as giving and taking. And that's basically it. I mean, I love the sport. I love to eat the fish. I love to share the fish and the stories and the memories, and hopefully they'll live on forever. In this particular area is roughly around 10 to 20 feet of water, clean water, tons of fish. I'm using an 83 centimeter Picasso carbon stock, my favorite gun by far. I like to dive shallow reefs. In this particular segment, I took a drop randomly on a big pile of fish, as you can see. I picked out a kumu, and I basically just waited for him to come in. Lucky enough, he did. Got him stone shot, fortunately. He was actually pretty decent size, maybe a pound and a half. You know, perfect size. Okay, right here I basically took a drop on the same area. It was really fishy, and I saw some joes swimming around. I had some big ones, and got this one. He ran straight into the rock. So that's the advantages of me using a smaller gun. It's really quick retrieving and less chances of a bait to go deeper into a hole. Rather, if I had a longer gun, it would have, possibly ripped off. I wouldn't have gotten a chance to retrieve them as fast. This was a pretty nice size one. Didn't stone him, but got him is the main thing. I was really happy with that one. Like in this seen. I spotted a coon from the top. He was zigzagging in and out of the rocks. Kind of tried to follow him. He gave me a mid-body shot, took it. I mean, it was a good size one, I believe. And that's another advantage of having a smaller gun when I have to take shots like that in the hole, because I wouldn't want to stick my shaft. It could ruin my whole dive. I might not have a shaft for the rest of the day. And it's really maneuverable, and it's basically easy for me to move around and get into tight cracks in and out of. Yeah, like this one was a pretty good size one. I don't see too many of these nowadays. I just got lucky. Maybe he was 2.5 pounds or something, roughly around there. To me, it's one of the most beautiful reef fishes because of its bright red color, and I guess you don't see them as much, and what makes you appreciate them even more and more. Yeah, I got some nice goats, so I was looking for some different kind of game. There's a few oohs in there, not very big ones, though. Spotted one in the hole, he holed up and just gave me a dead shot. I took it and got him, got lucky. Sometimes that's all it takes. I believe it's better to be lucky than good, but whatever works. All in all, a good day. Beautiful fish, beautiful eating.
Hi, my name is Travis Kashiwa. I work here at the Ala Hana store. I'm originally from the island of Maui. My dad was the one that first got me into the sport of spearfishing. When I moved up here, I hooked up with my friends Kelly, Mark, and Jason, and they were the ones that got me to where I am today, so I owe a lot of credit to them. I like spearfishing because of the excitement and the challenges that it offers. Every dive is unique and different. That's why I love it.
Here I am on the bottom. I just threw up sand. That's one of my favorite, I guess you could say, tricks to do. It does two things for me. The first thing that it does, it creates somewhat of a blind. The fish don't, see me as easily. And it also mimics feeding fish. So other fish get a little curious and come to see what's going on. In the background, if you look really good, you can see a few nice-sized joes coming in. Throwing up sand again. I'm also laying on a little hill, so the only thing you can really see of me is my gun and my head. You can't really see the rest of my body because the rest of it is hidden. This is on a dive trip to Laie side. I think this is about an 80-foot drop. And we actually thought this was an ulua hole, but it was just a little overhang. And luckily there was a kumu inside. And then sometimes you have to improvise your shot because the fish is a little bit too close on that one. And this was my first Ono ever. We were actually looking for some other reef fish to shoot. I think we were at an 80-foot drop off, looking for some moos and ukus, and this thing just so happened to come by. And I got a pretty good shot on it. The whole time I was thinking to myself, try to make pretend I knew what I was doing, but as you can see, I have no clue. This Ono ended up weighing about 30 pounds or so. I don't remember the exact weight, but it was about 30 pounds. This is another trip to the east side, and just dropped down and the moana cullies came right in. I don't think I even had to dust stand or grunt or anything. They just became curious. The gun that I'm using is a 110 Omer aluminum with the Omer reel, and the reel is real good, especially for deep dives and big fish. I think it's almost impossible to actually lock it up, so the drag never locks up on you. So it's a real smooth reel. And I think my shaft was actually crooked this time, so I mean, I'm getting a lot of bad shots, but it's a really accurate gun. It's one of my favorite guns to use. You notice that I'm laying right next to the coral head. The reason why I'm doing this is just to limit the amount of body that the fish can actually see. Again, I'm throwing sand. And in a little while, you see the big moons in the background. I thought they were too far away, but some people said that they were easily within range. The moose didn't come back, but this decent sized Joe Louis came around, so decided to shoot him. And that was the same move that you seen in the background. And that's Aaron shifting gears. That move ended up weighing just under 10 pounds. I think it was like 9.99. Like I said earlier, throwing sand and grunting is probably my two favorite tricks to do to bring in fish. Those two are, I think, by far the most consistent. The moves are coming in. I try to flatten my body. The move that I just shot, I didn't see it until the very last second, and I was actually going for the other one, but this one just popped up. So it was a closer shot. This is an 80-foot drop. It's on the east side of Oahu. I like diving deep because it's more challenging, and at the surface you have to really mentally prepare yourself to hold your breath for a long time. And I also find that on deeper dives I can hold my breath longer than I can in the shallower waters. I guess I really have to force myself to mentally prepare myself to hold my breath for a while. By minimizing the amount of body movement that you do, you burn less oxygen, and the fish become a little bit more curious. If you're not as active, you don't get scared off as easily. This was another deep dive, So again, on the east side of the island. And there's some Joe Lewis's that came by.
Hi, my name is Jason Hijirita. I am here at Kalihi Hana, the main store. I've been diving for 6 years and I've been to 5 nationals. And my greatest achievement has been coming in 3rd place team twice now. I qualified to go to the 2004 World Meet in Chile, and I just enjoy the sport of free diving. And I love to teach new divers and take them out so they can enjoy the sport just as much as me. Come check me out at any of the Hanapa stores and come up talk to me and ask me if you want to go diving. I'd be glad to take you. I'm just waiting for the uhus to come in. I'm grunting, and you're gonna see a big whiptail uhu come charging me. And this is not uncommon for uhus to do. When they get aggressive or very curious, they'll come right in. You just have to wait and be patient, stay calm. A lot of people ask me about my style that I hold my gun sideways and shoot. I just find it a little more easier to track and see the fish, and the gun doesn't hang up. A lot of times when I shoot uhus, I let go of my gun and I let the fish just tow my gun around, so there's less stress on the fish and it won't rip the fish as much. And the fish won't swim away with my gun because it's not a pelagic fish where it'll keep running. They'll always try to hold up or they'll get caught on the reef. It's important to scan the area before you drop down to find a good area to hide behind. If you want to try to get behind rocks or drop into crevices and get lowered in the fish so the fish don't see you, or you cause them to get a little more curious. I always try to secure the fish by pinching its eyes on both sides, which kind of paralyzes them for a little while, so I can subdue them and put them on my coolie. Is this scene where we're checking on the lure house, and if you look in the center of the screen in the hole, the crack, you can see the lure swimming around. We couldn't shoot the lure from this side because we wouldn't be able to get it out, so we had to go to the other side of the hole. But you can see it there swimming around in circles. And I'm coming over, I have a 90 centimeter gun, which is perfect for the holes. And you can see the lure in the corner of the screen here. Gonna get a lucky shot on him. And by lucky, you'll see why. If you look carefully, the shaft hasn't penetrated the fish all the way. The barb is still sticking out on one side of the fish. Lucky I stoned this fish, or I probably wouldn't have landed it. Here I am with the head cam on my head, stalking a big school of moose, and in this pile there are some 10-pound moose. But it took a few drops before you can really get close to them because they're very wary. Right here I lunged for the fish and it scooped all the moose. This is from the head cam view. It's really hard. It takes a lot of practice trying to shoot with this head cam. This is one of the first times that we tried using this head cam. As you can see, the shots, they're not really centered, but you can see the moves coming up and how very slowly you have to move not to spook them. Come out and I get a pretty good shot on the moo right in the gill plate, and this moo is about 9 pounds. This is another example of hiding behind a rock and grunting with my gangster stylish shoes and waiting for the ooze to come right in. And this is on the north shore of Oahu. we drop down and there's always this big school of omilus. And you just come, they're very curious and aggressive. And you just circle me. And sometimes not shooting a fish and just enjoying the view of these nice fish in the water. This is a good example of how, if you notice in the earlier frames, there are no fish, but if you just stay down and wait, the fish seem to come out of nowhere, and they just are so curious that they come right up to you. This is another thing, patience, where I see this big Joe, and he's not very interested in me, and I don't rush a shot. I just wait, remain calm and relaxed. And the Joe will present me with a better shot. But I just keep waiting. He's a little spook. You just wait for the right time and take the best shot you get. This is an ulua house on the North Shore that we kept checking. Today there was an umilu swimming outside of the house in a sand pocket, and it was just so curious that it swam right up to us.
Hi, I'm Gene Higa from Waipahu. Been surfing and diving all my life. Been diving for the last 19 years. I started off as a commercial lobster diver to help pay for my way through college. I got a degree in civil engineering from the University of Hawaii. And once I got a job as an engineer thereafter, I gave up commercial spearfishing. Didn't need the income from the ocean anymore. And got interested in competitive spearfishing, entered my first competition in 1994, North Shore Spearfishing Classic. Surprised myself, I took first place in total weight, and ever since that I've been hooked on competitive spearfishing. I'm a member of Aliholokai Dive Club, and had a chance to go all over the United States to dive in the U.S. National Championship. One of the highlights of my competitive career is winning, being on the winning team, 1999 U.S. National Championships, which we won in Alamorada, Florida, and just enjoyed competing. And that's where I am now. Right now I'm perching over a rock, waiting for some fish. And I got my tree prong laying down. My tree prong is 10.5 foot aluminum tree prong, 1/2 inch diameter shaft with 3/16 spring steel tines with there's some brazed barbs on it. So I kind of use this long spear where water's shallow and fish are kind of not as friendly. Most of the fish I three prong, probably 90% of the fish I three prong is on the fly, so I need a little bit more distance. And here's a good example right here, uhu coming in and hit him right on the fly. I like to use the tree prong because, when you use tree prong, you don't really think about lining up. You just react and move with the fish. The fish's movement dictate how you move and how you approach the fish. And it's a lot of instincts. You just dive with instincts. It's more challenging, and you surprise yourself what you can do with the tree prong at that limited range you got. And here's a Joe Louis. Not the best shot, but sometimes with the tree prong you just got to take them any way you can. See here, I got the head cam on. It's a little cumbersome. It kind of slows me down a little bit. You can really feel it when you're three pronging because you gotta be more agile and stuff. But it'll give you a little different view for the camera. A lot of the fish are, they can see you. The water in Hawaii is real clear, so you gotta move around and try to hide behind rocks and sneak up on them. Here, didn't get a clean shot and that fish tore off. Usually when a fish tears off, I try to make every effort to get him because you don't want to waste the fish, and kind of track them down. And here's the fish again. And I got a shot on it, but it's like somebody else has got it too. So we're kind of got a wrestling match going here with a big eel. Here's a nice blue uhu. He's feeding. Doesn't really see me coming from the back here. And got him. Got a solid shot on this fish. This long 3-prong's got a lot of punch, so all I gotta do is just touch the fish and it's going through. Again, a lot of the fish I shoot are on the fly, and I kind of read the fish. When he moves and allows me to come in, then I'll move. So a lot of reading, a lot of instinct on how the fish moves and how I move. So. Here's another uhu. Again, this 3-prong is heavy. All I gotta do is touch the fish and its barbs are going through. Another uhu, not the best shot, but sometimes you gotta take them as you can with a 3-prong. There's a good shot of the head cam on the battery pack in the back. This area is kind of shallow, so the fish are not as friendly. You gotta kind of wait for them. You can see most of the fish I shoot is kind of going away. I usually wait till they just turn away from me so they don't flinch when I let the spear fly. Here's a bonus. You got a taco right under the float. Nice sized taco, maybe 4 pounds. Yeah, usually you want to dispatch the taco. So what we do is there's a cartilage right between the eyes, and you usually bite down on that. You hear a crunch, and once you hear that crunch, the taco goes limp. You probably cut off his nervous system. Right here, kind of chased the uhu down and it went down into a hole. So I'm trying to get a good angle on it. just down there in that hole, just waiting for his head to pop out. And he did. And I got a nice headshot on this fish. Straight on. Looks like we got enough fish for the day, and that's it. Freedive spearfishing is the greatest sport in the world. The camaraderie, excitement, adventure, the beauty of the ocean, and the fulfillment of bringing fresh fish home to the dinner table. There's nothing like gathering with your friends after a good day of diving, eating fish, knocking back some cold ones, and relishing the day's adventure.